Greetings, Poke People. Welcome to our channel. And today we're going to do a deck profile, specifically ROTOM VSTAR. Here's a really cool alt art of him. For those of you that don't know him, that's the alt art of the V. I'm sorry, that's the what is that called? This is the alt.
That's
the full art.
That's
the
alt art.
And then here's the regulars. This is the regular V and his friend the V-Star. Look at his V-Star attack. It's called Conversion Star. There's a little bit of a glare there, but it allows you to discard and draw cards for that. Plus, it has an ability called Insta Charge on the V that allows you to just draw 3 cards, but it ends your turn. Both attacks are for 2 energies. They're both sort of the same. How many tools you have in your discard pile, and that's how you do your attack. You can get some really big numbers and you get them quickly. Right now, this deck runs a 3/3 line of the V and V-Star. That will change in the future. Of course, it has a wonderful new addition to Pokemon, Miraidon. He really helped set up with Tandem Unit. And currently, these are the only other cards I'm running in this, which is a little weird because it doesn't have many energies. It doesn't have many Poke. It only has 7 energies. It's got 19 tools, though, because that's what you need. So you got to get it up and ready and get the tools out of your deck. This card right here, the Electrode, he attacks for discarding attached energy, which means he's kind of capped at how much he can do, but he is sort of helpful. But more importantly, Porygon, for 1 energy, does attacks for cards in your Lost Zone. And that's how the attack with Rotom works. You get the cards into your discard pile, you then throw the attack with it, and you put those cards in your Lost Zone. So you see how those two work really well together. When this deck first started, it had things like Glaring Articuno, V, Crobat V, Cramomatics. What else did it have in it? It had a lot of Professor's Researches. I don't even remember. It has gone through so many changes. It's been helped by new sets, but it's also been hurt. And when rotation happens, we have to get rid of all the strike stuff. You'll see that here in a second. I right now only run 5 supporters.
And also take care of the Clara when rotation happens.
So, yeah, we have a problem with Clara leaving. With V's going out of sync, although Serena lets you discard, which is nice. But the boss may be more important, so that may be that may change to a 2 boss. And I don't know how we're replacing Clara. Maybe Miriam, but Miriam makes you draw cards. And one of the problems with this deck is card draw. You will go through your deck quickly. Like I said, I used to have this until they made the change with tools and items. So this card just became a lot less useful. Stadiums are important. We're going to lose Tower of Darkness. That's an E. As you can see, it's going away. In April or late March, early April. It allows you to discard 2 cards from your hand. I'm sorry. Yeah, you may draw 2 cards when you discard 1. So it's
a single strike card.
Right, it has to be a single strike. And the reason that's impressive is you use tools like this. You just get them out of your hand and draw cards. That's the engine for this deck. I have 8 or 9 of these. I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I have 8 of these for card draw. So these work great together, but all this is going away after rotation. Now, of course, this Town Store allows you to go get a tool. Each player can do it, but that's really helpful for you in this deck. And going forward, we're going to lean more into that. So we're going to have to rethink the strategy. This deck has been very good. It's gotten some really good wins, and it's very fast.
But it's never placed in a tournament.
Right. It is not placed like Kiram has placed. The
new deck that we made a profile of last week, so check that out.
On our channel. Video. That's right. You can see that on our channel. It was just last week. We also have the new TMs, which work pretty well with this deck, plus their tools. And once they get used, they get attached. They're beautiful. Discarded, excuse me. So then they start to rack up damage for you. XP shares are important. They're also E's, but they were reprinted, weren't they? They were reprinted, so they're still going to be around. So we're not going to lose that. I have choice belts in here, but you rarely use them. You need a V, so those don't really need to be around. And then every now and then I'll use the leafy camo, but not really. Really, the only one that you attach and need is this guy, or you'll use those if you need them. But mostly you're just getting rid of these cards, including the other, where are they? These scrolls, which you never use, of course. You just want them discarded. You discard them to draw, and then you use them put them into your Lost Zone to attack. And it has a bunch of your basic types of items. And these are probably going to get changed. Pal Pad's really important, especially since you're running so few. Things like Super Rod, just to help you keep your deck alive, because you also have things to discard like Ultra Ball. You have the toolboxes will let you go get tools, and electric generators. The problem with those is you only run 9 energies. You miss most of the time. So it's a little bit of a problem getting things out, getting energy out. But once you get them out, it's not hard. And super energy retrievals will probably expand that going future. So we'll see. And then, like I said, only 9 energies. That's it. And this right now is our 2 decks that are really good are the 2 we're doing this with, the first 2, Kyurem and the Rotom. They're our 2 best decks. This deck has beat some good decks. It plays other decks really well.
But it doesn't place in tournaments unlike Kyurem has.
I think they get the joke. It's not done as well, but I think that's more about the player than the deck. I think the deck is better than the player because I'm not the strongest player. I do make mistakes. I'm too old for this, apparently. This is a young man's game, and I make mistakes in tournaments. I don't adjust quick enough. But this is the Rotom. I'm sure you've seen some online. I'm sure other people have their ideas. Let us know in the comments anything you want. So tell us what it's like to play against.
It's a pain in the butt.
Be completely serious and honest.
It's a pain in the butt.
Now, why is it a pain in the butt?
Because in this deck, by the time you're ready to knock stuff out, you're going to have 2 or 3 Rotoms up and charged, and you're probably going to have like 10 or so tools, easily knocking out anything. Right,
and then you pivot to the Porygon, which, like I said, in the future is going to be a 2/2. You wanna pivot to the Porygon, so you're up on the card trade. I refer to this deck like a sprinter. It does one thing very well. It doesn't deal with a lot of weird stuff, and obviously Path to the Peak just destroys it. It has to get rid of the path. Of course, that's going away as well. That actually makes me happy.
Path to the Peak?
Path to the Peak, yeah. What did I say?
Yet.
It goes away in April.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It's an E.
It's an E?
Pretty sure. Pretty doggone sure. I think there's one in here. I'm pretty sure it's an E. Yeah. Yeah. Came out in, what do you call it? Chilling Rain. See?
So that's going to be so much better.
That piece of junk goes away. We hate that. And we used to rely on things like Penny, but we don't do that anymore. I might put Raihan back in it. Although we're losing Raihan too. Dang it. I don't know how I'm saving this deck. I really don't. How do I get the card draw back? I don't want to do anything weird like the Mew and Squovit and Babera or nonsense. I have to try to figure out something to just draw a couple cards here, a couple cards there. We could go back to the Galarian Articunos and sit them on the bench. The problem is they're sitting on the bench and they're 2 prize cards.
Or you could put single prizers that discard and let you draw 2. Or discard 2 and draw 1.
Like what?
I think there was like a Leopard from Brilliant Stars that did like something like that.
Yeah. So it's going to have to get rethought a little bit to get saved. Although, like I said, the only thing it's really losing are the strikes and the Clara. That's it. Clara is replaceable again with a Miriam and another Super Rod. I don't know if maybe they'll give us some item that will let us get a card or something back in the out of the discard pile. Somehow we need to figure out how to get things back. So, but let us know what you think. If you've run into them online, how horrible they are. Like I said, it seems to be, it runs really well against really good decks. It just doesn't always win. Sometimes it gets really close one-turn games because it can be so fast. You can be, this is not quite as fast as a Zoroark deck or even a Mew deck, but it's extremely fast. And when you're playing a deck that has like a VMAX in it, it's built to kill twice. Why are we showing him?
Well, yeah. VMAX such as this.
Yeah, you kill him twice, you win the game. And he can do it. He can get up to just do the math. It's 40 times each tool that you move from your discard pile to your lost zone, plus 80 base. Yeah. So 7 kills most things. You're killing V-stars with 5. You're killing Vs with, maybe 3, 4.
But the math with Kyurem is far easier. You need 3 to knock out most V-stars.
Yeah. So you get that extra prize card. So, but it's been a good deck for us. We really enjoyed it. Or at least I have. And it's been my best deck, so I hope it doesn't go away. And we've immortalized it in a couple of different ways because of its success. The most powerful light bulb in the world. I realize he's not a light bulb, but that's what we call him.
No, he is a light bulb.
There we go. So that's the end of our video, I guess. Check out our channel. We have lots of videos up already, and of course daily shorts. We do Pokemon card of the day, blasts from the past, and I started doing some little deck ideas where you just connect a couple little cards together and say, hey, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? Make suggestions. If you guys have anything, let us know. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. Thanks for watching.